Hello everybody, hope you're all alright. Still doing some more of the knitting. I'm not really doing anything else at the moment, just picking this up at night time because it's been a very busy time with seeing family and friends, and also doing a lot in the garden, in the greenhouse, just generally being very busy. But I think we might go out tomorrow because they've given out really warm weather for the next few days, so that'll be nice. We spent quite a bit of time yesterday with the grandchildren. They just got another little paddling pool because obviously with the weather being hot they like things like that, and they'd also got like an alligator that you've filled up with water that spurted water everywhere, so they were having a great time. And it's lovely to see children happy, you know, and also your grandchildren, so that was lovely. I've seen all the family at the weekend, so that was really good, and it's nice to see that everybody's doing okay. I saw my eldest son's allotment again. He's got half an allotment, and his father-in-law has got the other half because it was his father-in-law's allotment really, but he's taken a bit of it for himself. You know, his father-in-law said to him, you know, would you like some? So that's what he's doing, and I think that's good. I do think crafts and gardening can be very peaceful, you know, when you're rushing around everywhere and doing things. You sort of really relax. I know nowadays they call it mindfulness, where you do something that takes your mind away from any stress or worry that you've got, and you don't realise that you're doing it at the time, but you're concentrating on either the craft or gardening or cooking. They're all crafts to me, and you sort of haven't really got the headspace to worry about things, and a lot of the times we worry about things that are not really important, or we do the what if things. What if this happens? I know I've done it in the past and I still do it, and a lot of these scenarios you can play in your head, and most of them don't really happen. It's good to be cautious, but it's a shame when we let things bother us too much. Situations that we can't do anything about, for instance, or people that are unkind for no particular reason. I always say this, I think the majority of people are really lovely that I meet, you know, and I try and be, well, my mum always used to say to us, try and treat people how you would want to be treated yourself, and I always use that mantra, and I find that if you like that with people, they generally nice back. You do have a few odd occasions where people are a little bit rude and arrogant, but I think they've probably got something happening themselves when they're like that. So, you know, it's best to, I find, keep out of people's way if they're a little bit toxic, and that's what I try and do. And like I say, if ever I get really stressed or worried about anything, I spend my time doing gardening or a craft or reading. That's another good thing. I know at one time I used to find it very difficult to sleep, and so I started listening to the radio, and there used to be, years ago, I don't know whether there probably still is one, but there used to be a talk radio where people would ring in, and you know, they'd say, well, what would you like to talk about? And they'd say what was on their mind or something that they'd seen. A little bit like YouTube, only without any visual. And of course it makes you listen to what they're saying, and so all that stress and worry lifts a little bit, because you're listening to, your mind is being taken to listening to what they're saying. And I found that a very useful thing to do. I know I've probably told you this before. When my mum was first put in a home, I found it very stressful. And I used to have a Alan Bennett audio tape that I used to listen to. I think it was several books. I think it was Talking Heads. I don't know if you can remember that, where they did little films on television. I know it was people like Thora Hurd that did the little snippets, and they were very good. And so I got the audio book and I listened to it, and I never ever got to the end. I think it was Alan Bennett's voice I found very calming. You know, he'd got a lovely voice and he kept his accent, because I think a lot of people don't keep the accent the higher they go. You know, they tend to lose the accent, but he never did. And I used to find that really good. But I always smiled because I could never, ever get to the end of it. I would always fall asleep. So they're little tools that I've used in the past, and I thought I'd share it. Right, anyway, I'm going to make myself a nice cup of tea. My husband will be back from the allotment very soon, so he'll want feeding. I think we're going to sit outside today and eat, because why not? My husband's hurt his leg. I think he's just done too much digging and kneeling, and he's always busy. If you watch different things that he's done and made, and you know, and he helps a lot of people, so I think he's just wore himself out. So I've given him some little plants to pot up, because I thought at least I know that he's stood still, not moving about too much, because that's what he tends to do. Anyway, we all do it, don't we? Lots of love, everybody, and I hope you're all right and you're getting outdoors as much as you can. Even if you haven't got a garden, if you can walk in a park or a woodland, or, you know, growing a few plants if you haven't got a garden, but you've just got room for a little trough. It's ever such a lovely thing to do. Right, I'm going. Bye.